Breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu detained, prosecuted for making same remark as DSS DG. Ajayi Ejimako speaks out. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. This is Exposed News TV, and we are here to always expose all the atrocious things being done to Biafrans in Biafraland. On this one, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, has made a very critical, exposition on what the DSS boss said concerning self-defense. The news in detail. Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has reacted to the comment by the Director General of the Department of State Services, DSS, Oluwatosin Ajayi, that Nigerians should defend themselves. Ejimako said Kanu was detained and is being prosecuted for making the same comment Ajayi made. He disclosed that the same remark from Kanu led to the proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra and holding of Igbos as terrorists. On Tuesday, the DSS Director General said Nigerians must take responsibility for their own security, as the military, police, and intelligence agencies do not have the capacity to protect every community from terrorist attack in Nigeria. Speaking at a public engagement, the DSS Director General made reference to past incidents in Bauchi State where local communities successfully fought off BH insurgents without waiting for security forces. Ajayi urged Nigerians to rethink their approach to self-defense, emphasizing that communities must serve as the first line of defense against terrorists and other criminals. Reacting, Ejimako posted on X, "Defend yourself" is the same thing Nnamdi Kanu said that was twisted to justify his extraordinary rendition and charging him for incitement of violence. It's also the same thing that led to the proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra and the holding of young Igbos as terrorists. #injustice. That is that on this DSS boss and Ejimako response to that comment. In Nigeria, we don't practice this word we say, what is good for the goose is good for the ganders. No, when it comes to the issue of Biafrans, certain measures are being taken, and this has actually led to a lot of things. Well, one good thing about it is the fact that at least every Biafran knows their stance. It's as simple as that. Every Biafran knows their stance in Biafraland. The same comment that led to the zoo government abducting, kidnapping, prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu is the same comment that is actually being celebrated, by the people after the DSS boss, made exactly that same comment that Nigerians should defend themselves. The Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, as you can see with Alex Stop, is somebody that the zoo government made sure that they broke this friendship and put the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá behind bars. for only telling Biafrans to defend themselves. But yes, yet we are hearing a lot of things, being said and done, and yet these people are not being arrested or prosecuted the same way Nnamdi Kanu and the rest, Prime Minister Simon Èkpá and Joko, were also prosecuted. Without wasting much of your time, let us go into other issue that needs to be discussed, because a lot of things have been happening in Biafraland. Now, on other news, before we go into the main issue that we need to handle, on other news, Huriwa urges DSS NSA to arrest those calling for the retaliation against Southerners. The news in details. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, has called on the Department of State Services, DSS, and the National Security Advisor, NSA, to urgently track down and arrest individuals in northern Nigeria who are circulating videos inciting violence against Christians and Southerners residing in the region. In a statement released on Wednesday and signed by Emmanuel Onwubiko, National Coordinator, Huriwa expressed grave concern over the viral social media videos calling for attacks on Southerners and Christians as retaliation for the recent killings of 16 Northerners in Uromi, Edo State. Huriwa warned that any outbreak of violence resulting from these threats could have severe consequences, potentially triggering a cycle of reprisal across southern Nigeria and escalating into civil conflict. The group also urged security agencies to take proactive measures to apprehend the instigators before the situation spirals out of control. The media is awash with reports of certain individuals in northern Nigeria circulating hate-filled messages through social media videos. These individuals are advocating for violent retaliation against Southerners and Christians residing in the north, purportedly as revenge for the killings in Uromi, Edo State, Huriwa said. One of the viral videos reportedly features an unidentified man giving a 48 hours ultimatum to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Edo State Governor Monday Okpebolo, demanding immediate action to find and punish those responsible for the killings. He also warned that failure to act would result in violent retaliation against Southerners in the north. And finally, the group also noted that another disturbing instance involves a man allegedly wearing a Nigerian police uniform who took to Facebook to threaten revenge against Southerners for the deaths of Northerners in Uromi community. Huriwa stressed that such threats must be taken seriously and addressed promptly to prevent potential bloodshed. And that is all we have for you today on today's news. Let us go into other issues.
To claim as an investigative journalist, he has gone to the investigation in Ehamufu to ascertain the damages, the level of damages in Ehamufu, and he has come here to tell the world that it is all lies, that they are doing it to tarnish the image of the government. Pay attention, while we already have videos and pictorial evidences of what really happened in Ehamufu.
They wanted to make sure that Jonathan did not continue as governor. So if maybe I cannot say authoritatively, I think I mentioned that earlier. So if there are people who are using such stuff, maybe because they intend to dent the image of the state government, I think the security agencies, it is their responsibility to, with all the equipment we saw, with all the facilities we saw, I don't see why such people should not be, such thing cannot be investigated to the point that we will narrow it down to such persons who are carrying such rumors and have them arrested and prosecuted, if that is the case in this case.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Chukwuma. Now, Honorable Obiago was on another platform.
Chukwudi is my name.
Apologies, Dr. Chukwudi. And he spoke on the issue in Isuzu local government, right? And Isuzu, local government. And this is what he said. He said the protest pertaining to the women who came out that happened was orchestrated and planned because the women came to his council and told him that some people pushed them into going for this protest. And what they were told was that the cows on the farms belonged to the government and that the reason for the planned protest is because of a ranching project. So he implied that the people believe that the government have an interest. Most women who protested were referring to what happened years ago. They are being misled to believe that the government is the one frustrating them. So basically, he said that the women who even came out to protest in the first place did not even know why they were there. Now, I have to confirm, are you saying that there is no, at this time, there's nothing like any herdsmen killing anyone? That's my first. Are you saying that that is not the case?
Hello.
Then second, you talked about and you admitted that a man was indeed killed and a woman was raped. Juxtaposing that with the sophisticated equipment that you've just spoken about, whatever happened to those two people? Was there any follow-up to the man who was killed? The woman who was raped, I don't know if there's a gravity to how bad the situation is, because I don't know if you meant the fact that she didn't die, but she was only raped means that there was information. There's a part to that story that is true. So I just want you to expatiate on these issues. Is there actually, are you saying there is nothing like this? Because that's really the crux of this conversation. Are you saying there is nothing like any situation right now? One is killed. This sophisticated equipment, are they following up on that? Why was he killed? Where was he killed? Who killed him? The woman who was raped, who raped her? Why was she? That's just what I want you to clarify for me here.
Take a right hand, shake it out.
Now, I want to show you something, actually. There's a certain question that was asked to this man, that this man, I don't remember who asked that very question, but I'm going to search for it. I'm going to search for that very question because one of the presenters decoded this man and knew that this man was on a mission. And that very question was asked where he exposed himself. I don't know if I can see that very spot here, or I should just let it play till that very, spot where that very question was asked. But I think we have to continue first while I keep on searching for it.
Okay, Kachi, thank you very much for that question. First of all, let me take it from the middle. Who killed Ndubisi Donatus? I was invited, one of the local stations in Enugu here invited me a couple of days ago to speak on this matter. And who killed Donatus? Because even during the radio program, actually called in to say, that the Ndubisi, some people called to say that this young man was actually murdered by Fulani headsmen. And then we also got other calls that said, no, this woman was not murdered by Fulani headsmen. I think there's a dearth in investigative journalism. I want to indict, this is my major constituency, the media. I want to first of all indict the media and say, we're not actually doing the proper job that we should do. I'm in the classroom right now. I know I also worked a little as an investigative journalist. So we need people who will go undercover to issue to actually unravel the truth. Okay, because the mother of...
Why do you need the people again? When you say you have done it, you called yourself an investigative journalist. You said you have done the job. You have gone there to unravel the situation. So why are you indicting any journalist again, why you claim to have done the job? Have you seen what you... Goodness me, what is wrong with our people? Hey, hello, Mello.
One of the narratives we heard was that the mother of Ndubisi Donatus said that those who murdered her son, that she heard them when they were discussing in their local dialect. This was part of the narratives we heard, part of the versions we heard.
You see?
And then we had another person who called in to say, no, he was murdered by Fulani. So we need to, I'm not in a position.
You see, in that same situation, this man is now trying to, to put this very allegation on the villagers. He's returning the allegation on the villagers, indicting the villagers. That's why he said that the mother of that boy said that the people who committed the crime were speaking their local dialect. So this man has gone to the extent of trying to indict the villagers. He went that far to return the allegation on the villagers. Unbelievable. People can be very, very bad and wicked. I never believed this. Hey!
To say exactly what happened, but the truth is that we cannot say for certainty or with certainty at this time that he was murdered by Fulani headsmen. But again, let us also look at the modus operandi of the Fulani headsmen. I think we all know how they come in and they sack entire communities. Are you saying that the Fulani headsmen, this is of course, I'm raising a question, and I do not know, it's like a rhetoric question, we should ask ourselves this question. Are you saying that the Fulani headsmen just came into that community because they wanted to kill? What will be their motive for wanting to do that? Was he disturbing them or preventing them from probably feeding their cattle? So we need to raise such questions. We need to determine and this is the responsibility of security agencies, primarily to unravel crimes so that stuff of this nature will not happen in future. I mean, it's about time we began to measure the performance of our security agencies based on the amount of crimes that are able to, solve. We need this thing solved. Okay, now, going to the other question, if you could remind me, I think the first one is about, am I saying that there hasn't been any Fulani killings?
Yes, so the first was whether or not, and I think you've just
has there been any
that.
Fulani killings?
Yes, the first was whether or not there's any Fulani
killings. Okay, I can only rely on the narratives of the people we spoke to.
Okay.
I can only rely on the narratives of the people we spoke to. We went to a particular community called Ebo or Abo. I don't know actually how it's pronounced, but at least we interviewed them. One of them said that the government has the capability of preempting some of these crimes and stopping them even before they happen.
All right. Can you clarify for us at whose instance your fact-finding trip?
This is it. This is where I have been waiting for. Let's listen to this.
Clarify for us. All right. Can you clarify for us at whose instance your fact-finding trip to that area was? Were you invited with the other journalists that you embarked on it? Who coordinated it? I'm asking so that we can be better informed about the criticism that has trailed the reluctance of different government agencies to respond in the manner that locals will appreciate and applaud. I like the fact that you mentioned how the local government chairman spoke to you, but preponderance of news in the media is that he hasn't done much and that the locals are not particularly feeling him. So I'm interested in how you were channeled into that area, and then your exact assessment of the intervention from the local government authority, and in particular the state government at this point in time. I appreciate the fact that you said that what you met on ground is not as dire as what is being reported, but then the response of government, for as little as that you have seen, people are dying, people have been raped allegedly, but then we're saying that, it's not as bad as people are saying.
7 reasons why this.
I want you now to listen very, very attentively, because after here, I will begin to show you the videos from Ehamufu, and after that, I will we will all, move to the the protest of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. So I want you to pay very good attention to the response of this very man, the way he trebled, the way he spoke. This very question was what nailed him completely. And I was very, very happy when I watched this very video. I was very, very happy that this very journalist mustered the courage to ask him this question, because they know how to hide questions. They know how to hide, especially when they have gotten their own chair. You understand? So I want you to pay attention, because this is where he exposed himself.
All right, your question is in order. A very, very intelligent question. Let me say, we're invited by the local government chairman. The local government.
Did you hear him? This is it. This is it. And he did not know he has exposed himself. That people like us will decode it. Were you supposed to be invited by a local government chairman or by any politician if you claim to be an investigative journalist? Were you supposed to be invited? The moment you are being invited by a politician to come and cover any story in his own, local government or constituent or even a state, then you have compromised. You have automatically compromised, because the only thing you are going to report is going to be a script written by the local government chairman or by the politician and given to you to go and report to the media. And this script is coming with a lot of, a lot of goodies. This very script is definitely 110% sure coming with a lot of goodies. Oh, chai. Hello, man.
A very, very intelligent question. Let me say, we were invited by the local government chairman. The local government actually initiated the invitation for us to see. I mean, I can also understand why he did that, because I mean, if you live in Enugu and you've been listening to the about 3 different major stations had run programs called killings and the riots. There's a demonstration by the women. So he felt that his reputation was being tarred, and he needed to also let.
Have you? I want you to let me know in the comment section as you are listening to me right now. Have you understood what I'm talking about? Is this not an evidence that this very man has compromised, that what he's saying since the beginning of this very video is a script? Have you seen it? Let us listen to that again, because after this, I'm going to remove this very video and show you the video of what is happening in Ehamufu, and then we move into the protest organized by the Biafrans in Finland for the release of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Pay attention, please. Very important.
Concerning these issues of killings. And because, I mean, if you live in Enugu, also understand what actually initiated. All right, your question is in order. A very, very intelligent question. Let me say, we were invited by the local government chairman. The local government actually initiated the invitation for us to see. Okay. I mean, I can also understand why he did that, because I mean, if you live in Enugu and you've been listening to the about 3 different major stations had run programs concerning these issues of killings and the riots. There's a demonstration by the women. So he felt that his reputation was being tarred, and he needed to also let independent journalists to see what was going on and assess the situation themselves.
And then he invited you. And then he invited you. Isn't it? And then he invited you to come and clean his buttocks, to come and clean his butt with a script given to you. What did you assess? Where did you go? Why didn't you show us the videos and pictures of you in Ehamufu so that we may know and believe whatever you are saying here? How can an investigative journalist go for an investigation to a certain area or location without a camera, at least to take videos and pictures of him talking about the incident in that very location, and then show it on television? These are the things. Before you even come to Arise, that video must have been sent to Arise TV so that as they are asking you these questions, they will be showing you live and direct in that very location in Ehamufu. That is how investigative journalism is being done. You don't just sit in your sitting room, maybe instead of the Arise News showing us your video while you are walking around up and down in a Ehamufu, pointing hands, showing us this place is this is what happened here, this is the woman that you interviewed. Where is the video of that interview that you claimed that you to have granted to that very woman? Where is the video? You said you interviewed that woman and he's alive and healthy. Where is the video? These are the videos that Arise News should be showcasing by the side. Instead of showing us Fulani herdsmen pictures by the side, they should be showing us your own video while you were walking around the Ehamufu investigating what transpired, what happened in Ehamufu. You didn't do it. Rather, you came here to tell us nonsense. Where are the video evidences of you going to Ehamufu? You didn't go anywhere. I want to tell you that you did not go anywhere, Mr. Anyanuka. You did not go anywhere. The only place you went, your journey ended in the office of the local government chairman of issues or local government area. Simple. It is very simple as that. Your journey ended in the office of the local government chairman of Isuzo. That is where you ended your journey. You are a rogue. You are a rogue, a thief. That is who you are. Ndị Igbo, idea ka anyị na-ele onwe anyị, this man pụta na national TV, see lied against the dead because of money. Let's listen to him